Why should we use sustainable materials in interior architecture? Is supporting and practicing sustainability is the same? Overview. It can be clearly seen that in most ancient culture, the environmental consciousness in architecture and designing was a natural approach to build buildings to address human necessities in order to survive and maintain a relationship with the nature. The concept of sustainability has evolved with times, along with social, political, technological, economic, and ecological systems. The use of sustainable materials in interior environments has become crucial from the second half of the 20th century. Evidently, there are complex barrier systems to be considered for users and designers when it comes to choosing eco-friendly materials. Aims of the research. The purpose of the research is to explore the reasons why contemporary designers should implement the use of sustainable materials in interior architecture. The focus is on the critical analytical comparison of the materials used in 1940s interiors in relevant political, economic, and social time with the current sustainable materials used in interiors in appropriate economic, social, and technological conditions. The main aspects in this comparison will be the impact of materials on human health and environment. Furthermore, to draw attention to the barriers of supporting and practicing the use of more sustainable materials in human living environment. Research questions. What is sustainability in interior architecture? What is the historical background of sustainable materials in ancient times? What are the reasons to use them in the current climate conditions? How can we transition into a sustainable interior architecture? What are the harmful materials and why? What are the impacts of these materials in terms of economic, social, cultural, technological aspects? How did harmful material evolve in the 20th century? What is the role of materials in interior architecture? What are the sustainable materials and why? What are the impacts of these materials in terms of economic, social, and cultural aspects? Why not every designer and user practicing the sustainability of design? What factors need to be considered to practice green design? Approaches. Based on the guiding questions, the undertaken investigation demands to be displayed by incorporating the following approaches: analytical, argumentative, comparative, evaluative. Issues and debates. The growing human population sustains economic expansion, which in turn is raising worldwide demand for products and services, and as a result, resource consumptions. Humans are consuming more resources than the planet can support, which has a negative impact on the environment and leads to extraordinary environmental changes. By adopting more effective and thoughtful resource usage, the building industry may contribute significantly to these positive changes. Architecture, interior architecture, has undergone a significant transformation in recent years as design techniques have shifted to stress creating settings that are both healthy and sustainable for people to live and work in. Users are beginning to understand their role and impact on the environment, and society begins to see how interrelated buildings, people, communities are in the creation of ecologically responsible built environment. However, the practical process is far more complex to deliver. Research methodology. The use of reliable sources such as Google Scholar, StudyNet University Library, Open University Library, incorporation of multiple approaches, analyzing, comparing case studies, use of primarily and secondary resources. Conclusion. By considering climate change, user well-being, various types of socio-economic growth, the incorporation of sustainable materials in the user's living and working interior habitat, it is an essential step to change towards an environmentally friendly approach. However, there is a difference between support and practice where the latter is crucially needed in sustainability notion in day-to-day activities due to consideration of multiple aspects from affordability to time managing and complying with industry-related regulations. Linked to my own practice, having been drawn to existing properties, I am very much interested in how they can be remodeled for the future users in a more sustainable ways. The interest for the chosen topic emerged when I found myself being fascinated how new technologies support the production of sustainable materials using waste in interior architecture and design. I have been using new eco-friendly materials in my practical module, and my research in the current local market supports the positive effect on social, economic, and cultural aspects. At the same time, raises many questions since eco-friendly materials are not every designer's, constructor's, and mainly user's first choice.